Hello again, my friends, family, and followers. Welcome back to my weekly discussion of Run with the Wind. This show has gotten to a major turning point this week, being that it is the 15th episode out of a total of 23 episodes, according to my anime list. Last week, we saw an incredible victory for the Kansei U track team as Prince ran a fantastic 5K in under 16 minutes and 30 seconds, effectively qualifying them for the qualifier. Yes, just to make sure this is clear, the guys qualified for the qualifier. So now that they're qualified for the qualifier, they just need to obtain a qualification of the qualifier. For the Hakone Ekiden, that is. Anyway, they are yet to be out of the woods, so this episode will explore their transition and their preparation for the Hakone Ekiden qualifier. Obviously, this seemed to be more of a transitional episode. Now that all the guys can run a 5K in under 16 minutes and 30 seconds and a 10K in under 30 minutes, they have quite a realistic chance of running in the Ekiden. With only 2 weeks to go until the qualifier, they regroup, they rest, and they rejuvenate. One of the most important times before a big race is always 2 weeks or less. It's critical even. In fact, I remember when I was back in college having to worry about these issues. I had never gotten so much sleep in my life, being that I was getting 8 or more hours of sleep per night. When you run 10 miles a day and consume over 3,000 calories of food a day, you need to be sleeping for more than 8 hours on a nightly basis. It's not even a question. Not only are these guys preparing for this race, but they are getting more support than ever before. Other than the support from the fans on their website, they are getting interviews from a nearby newspaper, they're getting a little bit of TV time, parents of the team members are acknowledging their success, and even local businesses are propping up these guys. Hana's dad, who owns a store in the shopping arcade from earlier, put some funds together for tracksuits for the whole entire team. Yup, now the whole entire Kansei team actually matches. Even as far back as high school, I can remember when a locally owned sports clinic sponsored my team, even going so far as to providing us with clothing, water bottles, and even team dinners from time to time. When stories of success are brought to your local community, that community cannot help but celebrate, support, and sustain you. I know that experience all too well. I still cannot get over how wonderful this team chemistry is with these guys. They truly support and love each other, and I know that will greatly help them succeed in their campaign to run in the Ekiden. Even the enigmatic landlord coach, who claims to have legs so frail he can't run anymore, who looks like he's 136 years old, who can still pound beers like he's a college student, wants to show his support for this wonderful group. They are definitely living under a good roof. This course for the Ekiden qualifier could not be more amazing. Never in my life have I seen such an open, such a super fast running course as the airfields hosted by the JSDF. It sort of reminds me of the McAlpine Creek Greenway here in Charlotte, North Carolina, one of the fastest, most celebrated cross-country courses in the United States. Some of my fastest times ever were actually run on this circuit, and this JSDF airfield looks even faster than any course I've seen. It was also really cool seeing all the hype surrounding this environment. The cheerleaders, the marching band, the big drums, the Nippon TV crew. The Hakone Ekiden is truly a very highly regarded sporting event in Japan, just as much as events like the world-renowned New York City Marathon or the Tour de France in Europe. The absolutely electric atmosphere of the Hakone Ekiden qualifier is inspiring, to say the least. Towards the end of this chapter, the race begins. The drummers drum, the cheerleaders cheer, and the runners run the beginning of the 20-kilometer qualifying race. For those of you in the US and the UK or other places that measure in miles, 20 kilometers equates to roughly 12.5 miles, not even half of a marathon. For these guys to make it to the Ekiden, they will need to finish 10 times that distance in less than 10 hours and 12 minutes between all 10 runners. From what we see before this episode ends, Kakeru and Haiji are both pretty well placed in the pack until fate throws a curveball into the race when a runner trips and falls right in front of Haiji. Shortly after that, this episode cuts right as Haiji, who very well may have been in a similar accident in the past, runs right into this chaotic scene in the middle of one of the most important races in his running career. Next week's episode, Dreams and Reality, will help uncover the answer as to what happens next in this critical moment for Kansei U. Well everyone, we are finally in the core of Hakone Ekiden season. The team has never looked so good, and I have never been so excited to be following their story of success and hard work. With only 8 episodes left for this race of a lifetime, there is still so much to see, and there is still so much to talk about. I hope everyone following my take enjoys it just as much as I do. I cannot even begin to express how grateful I am for your support and your attention to my show, everyone. I can only hope that I can continue to keep you watching. If you like my videos and like what I talk about, please be sure to like and subscribe the content of Queen City Otaku. You can follow me on Twitter at RealCLTOtaku to listen to more of what I say and to see more of what I do. I hope everyone has a stunner of a weekend, and I will see you guys next time.